Hey folks, this is Kathleen over at BookBrush, and I cannot wait to show you how I use BookBrush to create those really cool diagonal book collage images that you are seeing on Pinterest. It's really fun, pretty easy, and I think you're going to love it. Let's take a look. So here we are in BookBrush to take a look. I have several of these saved as projects. They're in my projects. I'll show them off and then I'll show you how I created them. I'm basically calling these like a Pinterest pin, so it's vertical, of your books. How cool is this? People were loving these in our Pinterest book marketing webinar, and I thought, I'm sure we can make these in BookBrush. So I'll show you from scratch how to do it, and then I'll show you some of the bells and whistles here on these extras. So if you're coming in to start from scratch, click on Custom Creator. We'll choose the Pinterest and pin, and then you need book templates. So we'll click on the left for book template. To do this, you need a very straight facing book template. This ebook will work if you're under ebook, either the white or the black. In physical book, you'll probably want this straight facing one here. And in phone, this phone will work too. The angle kind of makes it tricky, but straight facing is going to be best. So let's do a physical book. So it's important once you put it in here that you go ahead and resize it to the size that you want to work with. Then you're going to begin duplicating. It seems to me that I need about 10 to make this work, but we'll resize. You can either use the slider or hold the shift key and resize that way. And then we will rotate it a little bit. And then you may know this, but here's how you duplicate. You click the plus button in the lower left corner, and you're going to need a bunch. So I'll get started. I've got about 4 here. I'm taking each one and rotating, so with a circular arrow. And I'm just visually lining these up and then spacing them out. So you're kind of taking your design eye, setting them here, and we'll add more. You may know this, but you can click what we call the eye icon in the lower right corner. So you can see what's inside and outside the area. And then you can also zoom in and zoom out. Just need a couple more. And if you're picky like me, you might want one more for that very top left corner. So I needed about 10 for most of these. And it's also not possible, I don't think, to do it without tipping your head to the side. So luckily you don't see my camera. But now we have it. Look how cool this is. We can zoom back in and zoom back out. So here's my suggestion for you. At this point, save it as a project. So you'll click Save Changes. You can name it. Now, the reason I think that's a really good idea is because once you've done all the work, then you can come in and just swap. So if you have this ready, you can then click this lightning bolt and swap, and you could put in a different cover. Each one of those could be changed. Or you can do hit or miss and change to different books in the series, which is also super cool. So that's another option. I'm going to undo. So we'll go back to here. And let's talk about another couple cool things. If you want the books to come in and out, you'll just do some animation. Each book would be animated separately. So click one. In the editing tools on the left, click Add Animation. CL 100. And what you probably want is it just fading in its spot. So you can have it fade in, and it's 3 seconds. When you've added animation, you'll see a timer at the top. So that book is going to fade in. If we want this one over here to do that, we'll do the same. However, what you can do is have it delay for 3 seconds and then fade for 3. So it will actually come in later. And then we can do another one. Add animation. Something that's kind of cool, you can have it unhide, which means it'll show first, and then fade in. Unhide, we're going to have it go for 5. You're going to end up doing some math here. We're up to 8 seconds, but it won't be too bad. Here you go. That is going to be downloaded as an MP4 because it's got the animation. Now let's also talk about background. When you go to background, you can click edit and you can just simply do a color. I'm a big fan of color picker, so that if you want to match one of these amazing colors in your book cover, you can. You could also click for add gradient, and then you get those different colors. We can make this one super dark if we want to, and you get that look. We've also done some samples, and I'll show you these, with video background, and that's also in the background step. And you can click videos, and we can put in lightning, the source from Pixabay. Click to put the video in. Now you'll need your eye icon out here to make it larger. So we'll make it much bigger. And then scoot it over. I'm going to push play in the top stripe so you can see how that is happening. How cool is that? So we'll save this one as a project in here and click Save as New. In this case, you do not want to update because I think you want your original one saved and your new ones. All right, let's look at a few more examples. I'll go back to home. So here's the one we just made, which is amazing. This one, we'll click and put it in the workspace. This one has fire behind it, just an image, so there's no animation. And if you look at these, we did ebook, phone, and physical book. So you've got all of those options in one powerful graphic. This just has a solid color in the background, and it's color picked to match the color in the title. This one, we'll push play, has a video background with flames. Super cool. Here's one with just the lightning in the background. We'll use the eye icon so you can see most of these. It took about 10 books or so to get them lined up. If you want them smaller, then you would just need more. Here is an example with several books in the series. Now we've duplicated a few of them, but if you have lots of books, you could make each one different, and of course you could make them smaller. This just has a gradient color in the background, and there's another one too. I had so much fun making these, and I'm super excited to show you how they look. Here's another one that I did with the animation as a YouTube short, and it's going to loop when it's on YouTube. So now you know where to find them. You can make these. Just jump in Custom Creator and save your work. So when you come back in, you can grab one of your templates, swap out the covers, and make more cool stuff. All right, enjoy, guys.